Welcome back to Mind Mirror. Every week on this channel, we take something you do every single day without thinking and show you what it actually says about who you are. Today is no different. Now let's continue. You send hundreds of texts every single day, and you probably think they say nothing about you beyond the words themselves. But the way you punctuate, the emojis you choose, how you end a sentence, or whether you end it at all, these are not random habits. They are a window into how you think, how you connect, and what you are actually trying to say beneath the words. Psychologists have been studying digital communication for years, and what they found is this: your texting style is one of the most honest portraits of your personality that exists, because it is something you do automatically, without thinking. Here are the 6 types. See which one sounds like you. Number 1, the emotive connector. The emotive connector leads with feeling in every message they send. Emojis are not decoration for this person. They are emotional punctuation. A text without a heart or a warm face feels cold to them, almost rude. They text to build closeness, to make the other person feel something good when they read the message. Research shows this type scores high in emotional intelligence and is consistently perceived as the most warm and approachable in relationships. If you are an emotive connector, you do not just communicate, you take care of people through your phone. Number 2, the formal professional. The formal professional texts the way they would write an email, perfect grammar, full sentences, a period at the end of everything. They are not being cold, they are being clear. And to them, clarity is the highest form of respect. People trust this type immediately because their messages mean exactly what they say. No subtext, no ambiguity, no games. The tension is that in a world where a period at the end of a text can feel like anger, their precision sometimes lands harder than they intended. They are not upset. They are just punctuating. Number 3, the vocal mimic. The vocal mimic has figured out how to make a screen feel like a room. They stretch words, drop punctuation, use line breaks exactly where a pause would land in real speech. When you read their texts, you hear them. Psychologists call this pragmatic cue usage, replacing the tone, gestures, and rhythm of face-to-face conversation with digital approximations. This type is almost never misread because the emotional tone is always right there on the surface. Their texts do not just say something, they sound like someone. Number 4, the direct realist. The direct realist uses language like a scalpel. Every word is intentional. Every punctuation mark means something. When they put a period at the end of a message, the subject is closed. When they go quiet, that silence is also communication. This type has almost no patience for ambiguity, in texts or in life. People who do not know them well sometimes read the sharpness as coldness. But that is a misread. The direct realist is sharp because they respect the other person enough to be honest. That is not coldness. That is just a different kind of care. Number 5, the over-explainer. The over-explainer sends the message, and then immediately sends 3 more to make sure it landed correctly. They are terrified of being misread. A single text rarely feels like enough to fully express what they mean, so they add context, clarify the tone, and sometimes apologize for the length of the message inside the message itself. This is not insecurity for its own sake. It is empathy turned up too high. The over-explainer cares deeply about how they make others feel and cannot rest until they are certain the message did not land wrong. If you know one, they are probably the most considerate person in your contacts. Number 6, the phantom responder. The phantom responder has read your message. They just have not replied yet. Or they replied 3 days later with something so casual, it implies no time passed at all. This is one of the most misunderstood texting types, because from the outside it reads as avoidance or disinterest. But research suggests phantom responders are often either highly introverted, easily overwhelmed by digital communication, or simply living more fully offline than most. They are not ignoring you. The conversation just did not feel urgent enough to pull them out of whatever they were actually in. That is hard to explain over text, which is probably why they did not try. 6 types, and most people are a combination of 2. One for the people they are comfortable with, and a slightly different one for everyone else. The version you use with your closest people is almost always the most honest one. Which type are you? Comment below, and tag the person in your life whose texting style you have finally figured out.